NortonLifeLock. NortonLifeLock Inc., formerly known as Symantec Corporation, is an American software company headquartered in Tempe, Arizona, United States. The company provides cybersecurity software and services. NortonLifeLock is a Fortune 500 company and a member of the S&P 500 stock market index. The company also has development centers in Pune, Chennai, and Bangalore. On October 9, 2014, Symantec declared it would split into two independent publicly traded companies by the end of 2015. One company would focus on security, the other on information management. On January 29, 2016, Symantec sold its information management subsidiary, named Veritas Technologies, which Symantec had acquired in 2004, to the Carlyle Group. The name Symantec is a portmanteau of the words syntax and semantics with technology. On August 9, 2019, Broadcom Inc. announced they would be acquiring the enterprise security software division of Symantec for $10.07 billion after having attempted to purchase the whole company. The sale closed November 4, 2019, and subsequently, the company adopted the NortonLifeLock name. It also relocated its headquarters to Tempe, Arizona from Mountain View, California. History: 1982 to 1989, 1990 to 1999. In May 1990, Symantec announced its intent to merge with and acquire Peter Norton Computing, a developer of various utilities for DOS. Turner was appointed as product group manager for the Norton business and made responsible for the merger, with P&L responsibility. Ted Schlane was made product group manager for the Q&A business. The Peter Norton Group merger logistical effort began immediately, while the companies sought approval for the merger, and in August 1990, Symantec concluded the purchase. By this time, the combination of the companies was already complete. Symantec's consumer antivirus and data management utilities are still marketed under the Norton name. At the time of the merger, Symantec had built upon its Turner Hall publishing presence in the utility market by introducing Symantec Antivirus for the Macintosh SAM and Symantec Utilities for the Macintosh SUM. These two products were already market leaders on the Mac, and this success made the Norton merger more strategic. Symantec had already begun the development of a DOS-based antivirus program 1 year before the merger with Norton. The management team had decided to enter the antivirus market, in part because it was felt that the antivirus market entailed a great deal of ongoing work to stay ahead of new viruses. The team felt that Microsoft would be unlikely to find this effort attractive, which would lengthen the viability of the market for Symantec. Turner decided to use the Norton name for obvious reasons on what became the Norton antivirus, which Turner and the Norton team launched in 1991. At the time of the merger, Norton revenues were approximately 20 to 25% of the combined entity. By 1993, while being led by Turner, Norton Product Group revenues had grown to be approximately 82% of Symantec's total. At one time, Symantec was also known for its development tools, particularly the Think Pascal, Think C, Symantec C++, Enterprise Developer, and Visual Cafe packages that were popular on the Macintosh and IBM PC-compatible platforms. These product lines resulted from acquisitions made by the company in the late 1980s and early 1990s. These businesses, and the living videotext acquisition, were consistently unprofitable for Symantec, and these losses diverted expenditures away from both the Q&A for Windows and the timeline for Windows development efforts during the critical period from 1988 through 1992. Symantec exited this business in the late -1990s as competitors such as Metrorix, Microsoft, and Borland gained significant market share. In 1996, Symantec Corporation was alleged of misleading financial statements in violation of GAAP 2000 to present. From 1999 to April 2009, Symantec was led by CEO John W. Thompson, a former VP at IBM. At the time, Thompson was the only African American leading a major U.S. technology company. He was succeeded in April 2009 by the company's longtime Symantec executive Enrique Salem. Under Salem, Symantec completed the acquisition of Verisign's certificate authority business, dramatically increasing their share of that market. In 2009, Symantec released a list of the then 100 dirtiest websites, which contained the most malware as detected by Norton SafeWeb. Salem was abruptly fired in 2012 for disappointing earnings performance and replaced by Steve Bennett, a former CEO of Intuit NG executive. In January 2013, Bennett announced a major corporate reorganization with a goal of reducing costs and improving Symantec's product line. He said that sales and marketing had been high costs but did not provide quality outcomes. He concluded that our system is just broken. Robert Enderle of CIO.com reviewed the reorganization and noted that Bennett was following the General Electric model of being product-focused instead of customer-focused. He concluded eliminating middle management removes a large number of highly paid employees. This will tactically improve Symantec's bottom line, but reduce the skills needed to ensure high-quality products in the long term. In March 2014, Symantec fired Steve Bennett from his CEO position and named Michael Brown as interim president and chief executive. Including the interim CEO, Symantec has had 3 CEO in less than 2 years. On September 25, 2014, Symantec announced the appointment of Michael A. Brown as its president and chief executive officer. Brown had served as the company's interim president and chief executive officer since March 20, 2014. Mr. Brown has served as a member of the company's board of directors since July. Mr. Brown had served on the Veritas board of directors since 2000. In July 2016, Symantec introduced a product to help carmakers protect connected vehicles against zero-day attacks. The Symantec Anomaly Detection for Automotive is an EOT product for manufacturers and uses machine learning to provide in-vehicle security analytics. Greg Clark assumed the position of CEO in August 2016. In November 2016, Symantec announced its intent to acquire identity theft protection company LifeLock for $2.03 billion. In August 2017, Symantec announced that it had agreed to sell its business unit that verifies the identity of websites to Thoma Bravo. With this acquisition, Thoma Bravo plans to merge the Symantec business unit with its own web certification company, DigiCert. On January 4, 2018, Symantec and BT, formerly British Telecom, announced their partnership that provides new endpoint security protection. In May 2018, Symantec initiated an internal audit to address concerns raised by a former employee, causing it to delay its annual earnings report. In August 2018, Symantec announced that the hedge fund Starboard Value had put forward 5 nominees to stand for election to the Symantec Board of Directors at Symantec's 2018 annual meeting of stockholders. This followed a Schedule 13D filing by Starboard showing that it had accumulated a 5.8% stake in Symantec. In September 2018, Symantec announced that 3 nominees of Starboard were joining the Symantec board, 2 with immediate effect, including Starboard managing member Peter Feld, and 1 following the 2018 annual meeting of stockholders. On May 9, 2019, Symantec announced that Clark would be stepping down, and that board member Rick Hill, previously put forward by Starboard, had been appointed interim president and CEO. Vincent Pilot also joined Symantec as its new CFO. On August 9, 2019, Broadcom announced they would be acquiring the enterprise software division. This is after having attempted to purchase the whole company. The Norton family of products will remain in the Symantec portfolio. The sale closed November 4, 2019, and subsequently, the company adopted the NortonLifeLock name and relocated its headquarters from Mountain View, California to LifeLock's offices in Tempe, Arizona. In 2021 or 2022, There was the first case of a suspected crypto miner in the Norton 360 product called Norton Crypto. Norton Crypto only mines Ethereum ETH and does while your computer is idle. The program creates a secure wallet on your computer. The merger. On October 9, 2014, Symantec declared that the company would separate into two independent publicly traded companies by the end of 2015. Symantec will continue to focus on security, while a new company will be established focusing on information management. Symantec confirmed on January 28, 2015, that the information management business would be called Veritas Technologies Corporation, marking a return of the Veritas name. In August 2015, Symantec agreed to sell Veritas to a private equity group led by the Carlyle Group for $8 billion. The sale was completed by February 2016, turning Veritas into a privately owned company. Norton Products. As of 2015, Symantec's Norton product line includes Norton Security, Norton Small Business, Norton Family, Norton Mobile Security, Norton Online Backup. In 2012, PC Tools iAntivirus was rebranded as a Norton product under the name iAntivirus and released to the Mac App Store. Also in 2012, the Norton Partner Portal was relaunched to support sales to consumers throughout the EMEA technologies. Mergers and acquisitions. Act. In 1993, Symantec acquired ACT from Contact Software International. Symantec sold ACT to SalesLogix in 1999. At the time, it was the world's most popular CRM application for Windows and Macintosh. Veritas. On December 16, 2004, Veritas Software and Symantec announced their plans for a merger. With Veritas valued at $13.05 billion, it was the largest software industry merger to date. Symantec's shareholders voted to approve the merger on June 24, 2005. The deal closed successfully on July 2, 2005. July 5, 2005 was the first day of business for the U.S. offices of the new combined software company. As a result of this merger, Symantec includes storage and availability-related products in its portfolio, namely Veritas File System VXFS, Veritas Volume Manager VXVM, Veritas Volume Replicator VVR, Veritas Cluster Server VCS, Net Backup NBU Backup ExecB, and Enterprise Vault EV. On January 29, 2016, Symantec sold Veritas Technologies to the Carlyle Group. Seagate. On August 16, 2005, Symantec acquired Seagate, a security software firm based in Fremont, California, with about 200 staff. As of November 30, 2005, all Seagate personal firewall products were discontinued. Altiris. On January 29, 2007, Symantec announced plans to acquire Altiris, and on April 6, 2007, the acquisition was completed. Altiris specializes in service-oriented management software that allows organizations to manage IT assets. It also provides software for web services, security, and systems management products. Established in 1998, Altiris is headquartered in Linden, Utah. Vontu. On November 5, 2007, Symantec announced its acquisition of Vontu, a data loss prevention DLP company, for $350 million. Application Performance Management Business. On January 17, 2008, Symantec announced that it was spinning off its Application Performance Management APM business and the E3 product line to Vector Capital. Precise Software Solutions took over development, product management, marketing, and sales for the APM business, launching as an independent company on September 17, 2008. PC Tools. On August 18, 2008, Symantec announced the signing of an agreement to acquire PC Tools. Under the agreement, PC Tools would maintain separate operations. The financial terms of the acquisition were not disclosed. In May 2013, Symantec announced they were discontinuing the PC Tools line of Internet security software. In December 2013, Symantec announced they were discontinuing and retiring the entire PC Tools brand and offering a non-expiring license to PC Tools Performance Toolkit, PC Tools Registry Mechanic, PC Tools File Recover, and PC Tools Privacy Guardian users with an active subscription as of December 4, 2013. AppStream. On April 18, 2008, Symantec completed the acquisition of AppStream Inc. AppStream, a non-public Palo Alto, California-based provider of endpoint virtualization software. AppStream was acquired to complement Symantec's endpoint management and virtualization portfolio and strategy. Message Labs. On October 9, 2008, Symantec announced its intent to acquire Gloucester-based Message Labs, spun off from Star Internet in 2007 to boost its software as a service SaaS business. Symantec purchased the online messaging and web security provider for about $695 million in cash. The acquisition closed on November 17, 2008. PGP and Guardian Edge. On April 29, 2010, Symantec announced its intent to acquire PGP Corporation and Guardian Edge. The acquisitions closed on June 4, 2010, and provided access to established encryption, key management, and technologies to Symantec's customers. Verisign Authentication. On May 19, 2010, Symantec signed a definitive agreement to acquire Verisign's Authentication business unit, which included the Secure Sockets Layer SSL certificate, Public Key Infrastructure PKI, Verisign Trust, and Verisign Identity Protection VIP authentication services. The acquisition closed on August 9, 2010. In August 2012, Symantec completed its rebranding of the Verisign SSL certificate service by renaming the Verisign Trust Seal the Norton Secured Seal. Symantec sold the SSL unit to DigiCert for $950 million in mid-2017. RuleSpace. Acquired on October 10, 2010, RuleSpace is a web categorization product first developed in 1996. The categorization is automated using what Symantec refers to as the Automated Categorization System ACS. It is used as the base for content filtering by many UK ISP. Clearwell Systems. On May 19, 2011, Symantec announced the acquisition of Clearwell Systems for approximately $390 million. LiveOffice. On January 17, 2012, Symantec announced the acquisition of cloud email archiving company LiveOffice. The acquisition price was $115 million. Last year, Symantec joined the cloud storage and backup sector with its Enterprise Vault Cloud and cloud storage for Enterprise Vault software, in addition to a cloud messaging software, Symantec Instant Messaging Security Cloud IMS Cloud. Symantec stated that the acquisition would add to its information governance products, allowing customers to store information on premises, in Symantec's data centers, or both. Odyssey Software. On March 2, 2012, Symantec completed the acquisition of Odyssey Software. Odyssey Software's main product was Athena, which was device management software that extended Microsoft System Center software, adding the ability to manage, support, and control mobile and embedded devices, such as smartphones and ruggedized handhelds. Nucona Inc. Symantec completed its acquisition of Nucona, a provider of mobile application management (MAM), on April 2, 2012. The acquisition agreement between Symantec and Nucona was announced on March 20, 2012. NitroDesk Inc. In May 2014, Symantec acquired NitroDesk, provider of Touchdown, a market-leading third-party EAS mobile application. Blue Coat Systems systems. On June 13, 2016, it was announced that Symantec had acquired Blue Coat for $4.65 billion. LifeLock. In 2017, Symantec acquired LifeLock Inc. This, in turn, prompted the company to rename itself to its current name. Aviora. On December 7, 2020, NortonLifeLock announced acquisition of Aviora. The acquisition was closed in January 2021. Security concerns and controversies. Restatement. On August 9, 2004, the company announced that it discovered an error in its calculation of deferred revenue, which represented an accumulated adjustment of $20 million. Endpoint bug. The arrival of the year 2010 triggered a bug in Symantec Endpoint. Symantec reported that malware and intrusion protection updates with a date greater than December 31, 2009, 11:59 p.m. were considered to be out of date. The company created and distributed a workaround for the issue. Scan evasion vulnerability. In March 2010, it was reported that Symantec Antivirus and Symantec Client Security were prone to a vulnerability that might allow an attacker to bypass on-demand virus scanning and permit malicious files to escape detection. Denial of service attack vulnerabilities. In January 2011, multiple vulnerabilities in Symantec products that could be exploited by a denial of service attack and thereby compromise a system were reported. The products involved were Symantec Antivirus Corporate Edition Server and Symantec Systems Center. The November 12, 2012 Vulnerability Bulletin of the United States Computer Emergency Readiness Team U.S. CERT reported the following vulnerability for older versions of Symantec's antivirus system: the decomposer engine in Symantec Endpoint Protection SCP 11.0, Symantec Endpoint Protection Small Business Edition 12.0. U.S. CERT rated the seriousness of this vulnerability as a 9.7 on a 10-point scale. The decomposer engine is a component of the scanning system that opens containers, such as compressed files, so that the scanner can evaluate the files within. Scaraware Lawsuit. In January 2012, James Gross filed a lawsuit against Symantec for distributing fake Scaraware scanners that purportedly alerted users of issues with their computers. Gross claimed that after the scan, only some of the errors and problems were corrected, and he was prompted by the scanner to purchase a Symantec app to remove the rest. Gross claimed that he bought the app, but it did not speed up his computer or remove the detected viruses. He hired a digital forensics expert to back up this claim. Symantec denied the allegations and said that it would contest the case. Symantec settled $11 million fund up to $9 to more than 1 million eligible customers, representing the overpaid amount for the app, and the case was dismissed in court. Source code theft. On January 17, 2012, Symantec disclosed that its network had been hacked. A hacker known as Yamatov had obtained the source code for some Symantec software by hacking an Indian government server. Yamatov released parts of the code and threatened to release more. According to Chris Padden, a Symantec spokesman, the source code that was taken was for enterprise products that were between 5 and 6 years old. On September 25, 2012, an affiliate of the hacker group Anonymous published source code from Norton Utilities. Symantec confirmed that it was part of the code that had been stolen earlier and that the leak included code for 2006 versions of Norton Utilities, PC Anywhere, and Norton Antivirus. Verisign data breach. In February 2012, it was reported that Verisign's network and data had been hacked repeatedly in 2010, but that the breaches had not been disclosed publicly until they were noted in an SEC filing in October 2011. Verisign did not provide information about whether the breach included its certificate authority business, which was acquired by Symantec in late 2010. Oliver Lavery, Director of Security and Research for Encircle, Asked rhetorically, can we trust any site using Verisign SSL certificates? Without more clarity, the logical answer is no. PC Anywhere exploit. On February 17, 2012, details of an exploit of PC Anywhere were posted. The exploit would allow attackers to crash PC Anywhere on computers running Windows. Symantec released a hotfix for the issue 12 days later. Hacking of the New York Times network. According to Mandiant, Symantec security products used by the New York Times detected only one of 45 pieces of malware that were installed by Chinese hackers on the newspaper's network during 3 months in late 2012. Symantec responded, advanced attacks like the ones the New York Times described in the following article, http://90ms/tztr5is, underscore how important it is for companies, countries, and consumers to make sure they are using the full capability of security solutions, the advanced capabilities in our endpoint offerings, including our unique intellectual ventures suit. In February 2015, Symantec was found guilty of 2 counts of patent infringement in a suit by Intellectual Ventures Inc. and ordered to pay $17 million in compensation and damages. In September 2016, this decision was reversed on appeal by the Federal Circuit. Sustaining digital certificate security. On September 18, 2015, Google notified Symantec that the latter issued 23 test certificates for 5 organizations, including Google and Opera, without the domain owner's knowledge. Symantec performed another audit and announced that an additional 164 test certificates were misissued for 76 domains and 2458 test certificates were misissued for domains that had never been. Google requested that Symantec update the public incident report with proven analysis explaining the details on each of the failures. The company was asked to report all the certificates issued to the certificate transparency log henceforth. Symantec has since reported implementing certificate transparency for all its SSL certificates. Above all, Google has insisted that Symantec execute a security audit by a third party and to maintain tamper-proof security audit logs. Google and Symantec clash on website security checks. On March 24, 2017, Google stated that it had lost confidence in Symantec after the latest incident of improper certificate issuance. Google says millions of existing Symantec certificates will become untrusted in Google Chrome over the next 12 months. According to Google, Symantec partners issued at least 30,000 certificates of questionable validity over several years, but Symantec disputes that number. Google said Symantec failed to comply with industry standards and could not provide audits showing the necessary documentation. Google's Ryan Sleevey said that Symantec partnered with other CA Cross-Cert Korea Electronic Certificate Authority, Certisign Certificated Dora Digital, Cert Superior S, DRL de CV, and Certisur SA, who did not follow proper verification procedures leading to the misissuance of certificates. Following discussions in which Google had required that Symantec migrate Symantec-branded certificate issuance operations a non-Symantec-operated managed partner infrastructure, a deal was announced whereby DigiCert acquired Symantec's website security business. In September 2017, Google announced that starting with Chrome 66, Chrome will remove trust in Symantec-issued certificates issued prior to June 1, 2016. Google further stated that by December 1, 2017, Symantec will transition issuance and operation of publicly trusted certificates to DigiCert infrastructure, and certificates issued from the old Symantec infrastructure after this date will not be trusted in Chrome. Google predicted that toward the end of October 2018, with the release of Chrome 70, the browser would omit all trust in Symantec's old infrastructure and all of the certificates it had issued, affecting most certificates chaining to Symantec roots. Mozilla Firefox planned to distrust Symantec-issued certificates in Firefox 63 released on October 23, 2018, but delivered the change in Firefox 64 released on December 11, 2018. Apple has also planned to distrust Symantec root certificates. Subsequently, Symantec exited the TLS/SSL segment by selling the SSL unit to DigiCert for $950 million in mid-2017.